South Africa's never worked. That's the irony. So South Africa is a colonial construct. It's a country that's only 115 years old. It was formed in 1910 by effectively the British government. It was a solution that they imposed onto South Africa, and they brought together a number of independent territories, forced them at the end of the Boer War into a forced allegiance, and the Western Cape. The Western Cape, South Africa is effectively the size of Western Europe, or about half the size of Western Europe, I should say. And we have 11 official languages, many more unofficial languages. We have vast disparities of culture. We want completely different things, and we're sort of forced into this one melting pot, which can work. I mean, if we look at Belgium, or we look at Switzerland, or countries where you have a very multicultural, multi-linguistic states, but in those states, then you have great decentralization, which allows the different communities to interact with each other, where everybody still retains a degree of autonomy and sovereignty. In South Africa, we have a unitary state, so we have all of these groups forced together, and you've probably heard that saying that democracy must be something more than two wolves and a sheep voting on what to eat for dinner. We're the sheep, and South Africa is that democracy. So effectively, if we look at the Western Cape, which is one of South Africa's 9 provinces, we're linguistically different from the rest of South Africa. We're demographically different from the rest of South Africa. We're culturally different from the rest of South Africa. We're climatically different to the rest of South Africa. And the majority of people in the Western Cape, so people talk about 1994 as if this was this miracle of democracy. But since 1994, the majority of people in the Western Cape have never once been governed according to the government they voted for. We're governed by a government that is ideologically a polar opposite to what we want. And we have no prospect of ever being governed how we vote. So we're trapped inside of this unitary state. And it's not a great place to be. It's got Western Cape is the highest murder rate in the world. The national government insists on controlling crime, even though the people of the Western Cape want to govern their own policing. We have race-based policies which are forced onto us by the national government. There's now more race-based policies or race-based laws in South Africa than at any time during apartheid. And the Western Cape people habitually have voted against them, but we have them enforced on us anyway. And because most people in the Western Cape are ethnic minorities in the national sense, we're actually discriminated against. So we've got laws discriminating in favour of the majority, against us, the minority, but we're a majority in our own province, and we didn't vote for them, we can't vote them out. We're absolutely trapped in this failing system of government, and Cape independence is just really an extension of democracy. Look, we want to be governed according to the way that we vote and live according to our ideological and cultural values. And we've got nothing against the rest of South Africa, but I mean, that is, in essence, what is that? The right of self-determination. We want self-determination for ourselves.